Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to support my brother Osotsi for raising such a critical issue. Mr. Speaker, as you know that me and you and a few members who are in this House have been in this Parliament for many years, and we are constantly discussing the issue of our land, the land question in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I think it has come to the right time now. I think the Senate, I believe that if you look around on what is happening to our politics and the issues which are coming out and they're outstanding, Mr. Speaker, I think it's necessary now for us to look at the Ndungu report. It's okay for us to look at the Kiliku report. It's important for us to look at all the reports that have discussed and raised critical issues about the land question in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, leaving that alone, and I have to make my declaration here that I seem to have a matter which is affecting me personally, but is being handled by a governor in one of the counties in our republic. And what is happening now, Mr. Speaker, is that when a governor comes after the governor who was there before has left, that governor who comes in then changes the rules and sets up ad hoc committees, does not regard the law, and runs around all over the place trying to tell his people he's trying to reclaim land that was stolen by the grabbers. And yet in reality, Mr. Speaker, some of the residents on this land are actually very poor squatters who have lived on that land for more than 25 years. Some of this land was actually annexed and allocated fairly. Some of it has been actually grabbed, as the public is aware. And yet, I believe that our government hasn't been very clear on land policy, on land demarcation, on which land we must keep strictly for agricultural purposes and what needs to be kept strictly for development in terms of building infrastructure or building houses or building railways and all that. I think, Mr. Speaker, instead of us looking at this matter in a piecemeal manner, in other words, instead of us looking at the issue that Honorable Sosi has talked about, there could be one issue that I could bring from Kisii County, where I come from. You find Honorable Mtata is going to talk about land that has been grabbed from the airport of Busia. I really think that, and I'm happy that the majority leader is here. Mr. Majority Leader, I would like to make a very special request. If you can discuss with the President and ask him, we actually need a very special commission that would go through the Republic of Kenya and come up with the resolutions which are implementable, which will remove the amount of anger and the amount of conflict that exists in our country because of the land question. I believe that it is necessary for us to seriously look at this issue so that we can try and limit or reduce the amount of anger, desperation, and frustration that many of our voters have, and make sure that we have a reasonable land policy so that if somebody wants to come to Kenya and be a squatter, Mr. Speaker, then this person can actually buy land without having any question about it. Mr. Speaker, finally, if you go to a country like Rwanda today, if you wanted to buy a piece of land, you can actually do it from Nairobi. You do it online. You check on the piece of land, they give you the land, they have a portal, you access, the pictures come on your phone, you go to the Attorney General's office, and it tells you whether you can buy that land or you cannot. Mr. Speaker, I don't understand why in Kenya we can't do that. And you know who set up the system in Rwanda? It is Kenyan surveyors and Kenyan engineers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.